Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Squared Slice. I'm none other than your friendly neighborhood soda, or the Canadian Nightmare soda, and joined by, as always, by the Bobby the Brain Heenan, the Mike Gorilla Monsoon, who is wearing a pretty badass American Nightmare T-shirt. Dustin, man, how you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing really, really good.
Yeah.
Just finished AEW Dynamite, which was a fun show. They finally made Hookhausen a thing, which was pretty fun.
I assume that was coming.
Yeah, but the crux of that was the Danhausen match only went like 5 seconds.
Did it really? Didn't he? Was he
It-
supposed to? Was it
yeah,
Nice? He was against
it
Tony
was
Nice,
Nice.
right?
So they actually ended up setting a match for Double or Nothing, Hookhausen versus Nice and Smart Mark Sterling.
Okay. All right.
And
I get it.
and Danhausen's theme song, holy shit, is that a banger? It's very
Really?
reminiscent of like that
Yeah.
the Munsters. Like it fits in that thing, like the Monster Mash.
Okay.
Like it has that feel, but it is so perfect for him. No
Interesting.
words. It's just instrumental, but it's pretty damn cool. It's
That's
a banger.
cool. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
That's
for
cool.
sure.
Danhausen's a fun dude.
Yeah,
I can
and
I
they
can
had
take Danhausen.
the main event, Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy. They made it an anything goes match.
I
My
did see
God,
some clips.
did you see the swanton off the ladder from the
I
ring?
did see the swanton
Oh,
out of the chairs. That was a brutal
not
bump.
often that I go like this. Well,
Yeah, that
what?
was not a good bump. Like Darby hit those chairs hard.
Yeah, yeah. And then Jeff went for the swanton and hit the steps on the outside. Like they went all out for this match, and
Who
like
won that?
who won? Jeff Hardy with Schoolboy.
Okay, that makes sense. And no
right
holds
after the
barred
Miss
match.
Swan, right after the Miss Swanton onto the steps, Darby hit the coffin drop, and when he went to pin him, it got to 2, and that's when Jeff sprung the Schoolboy on him.
Sure. Did
Yeah.
only because again I told you off air I hadn't been paying attention. I've been
Yeah,
busy tonight, but didn't Harwood and Cole, was that the
yeah,
match
that
tonight?
was the match that opened. Adam Cole won with us.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Yeah,
That
and
makes
Tony
sense.
Storm and Jamie Hayter also happened tonight, and of course Tony Storm went next. So
Sure.
Tony Storm versus Britt Baker, or the winner of Britt Baker versus the Joker, whoever that is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
It was a fun. It was a
Good
fun
show.
battle. But
That's
that's
cool.
not
I'll
what
have to
we were
catch up on that one.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I said, listen to Danhausen's theme song, man. That's worth it.
I
And
will. I'll Spotify it after.
the MG, I hopefully they released it, and also the MJF Wardlow contract signing thing was pretty cool.
I do love everything MJF and Wardlow right now.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
and it's like what the future would look like for a face MJF because they're in Long Island.
Oh yeah, I saw they were in Long Island tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm excited. I think, for a guy that gives AW a lot of crap, what they've done with Wardlow has been very good.
Mhm. It's
I
a
think
slow build.
I think it's it's the guy they have that they can really hang their hat on.
Mm.
That this is our guy that we created from scratch.
Yeah, their
This is the
Goldberg.
guy.
It's their Goldberg done right.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. Goldberg in WCW was awesome.
Okay, no, Goldberg in WCW was awesome, but once he lost, that was it.
It's true. Once he lost, he never regained the steam.
Yeah.
Once he lost, that was a tough. Has anybody ever been so huge in the business and been so monumental, and then for such a short time, than Goldberg? I mean, if you really think about it, it's what, a year, maybe
2 at most.
two. Two seems even excessive.
And you know what? There's only one other person I can think of.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar's first run.
Yeah, Lesnar's first run, right? What's that,
Only other
year
one I
and a
can
half?
think of.
But even, yeah, that makes sense why they get such a big comparison against each other, right?
Hey, Justin. Yeah, no, the Wardlow stuff was great. MJF in his hometown being MJF is awesome. And I love the line. He's just like, was it like, I'm going to speak louder for the people in the nosebleeds. You're poor, but you're still beautiful.
I love MJF. He's the greatest.
Me too.
He's the absolute best thing about AEW every week. He's the greatest. But we got a P. I'm going to do it, Soda. A PLE to talk about. See, I switched. I've officially made the transition. It's not a pay-per-view anymore. It's a PLE. Have you made the transition yet, Soda? Have you done it?
No, not yet. No,
I've done it.
I
I'm
just
officially there.
I can't.
PLE
we have a
isn't
premium
that
live
bad
event to talk about.
That's the thing. It's funny. I said it to a buddy of mine the other day. I'm like, a PLE, and he goes, "Oh my god, you said it." And I'm like, I think I made the switch because you know what, PLE not terrible.
No, it
But
sounds
premium live event is terrible.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
What honestly, besides the whole porn star thing, which I've been harping on for a while, it does kind of just make it sound like a glorified house show.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And it's pretty new, right?
It's almost denigrating. It almost comes off as denigrating if you think about it.
Right. Because and this, it's only because it's so new, so maybe you have a better answer. Maybe I didn't pay attention. The PLE thing started right before day one, right?
Day one was the first one, I think.
Okay, but we don't use the term PLE for Rumble Mania, SummerSlam.
I'm pretty sure I heard it during Mania.
During Mania? Sure. Okay. But maybe it's because that brand is so iconic that maybe you just don't think of PLE when you think of... You don't say, oh, I'm going to rent the PLE for Mania. You say, I'm going to rent WrestleMania.
Pay-per-view.
Right. So, interesting. Yeah, I never thought of that like that. Yeah. But you make a good point.
Yeah, it's WWE, man. I swear their marketing is weird. You get off the keyboard, you.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. All right. He's gonna sit here for a while.
Oh, right on the shoulder, Soda. You got him. What shirt are you wearing? What is that?
Part of my Triple H shirt.
Is that Triple H shirt? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's your go-to wrestling shirt. Hey.
So obviously last week. Oh my God, she's a 1.
Go on.
2, 3. That's it.
Oh my God, my throat.
The new 24/7 champ.
Yeah, there.
They're right there. So last week we talked a little bit about kind of our disappointment in Backlash because of the main event. So in the week 5 days leading up, did you change it all? Did you evolve it all?
No, and here's proof why I didn't watch it on Sunday.
Neither did I. I watched it Monday.
Yeah, normally I at least watch some of whatever. But this one, because it was Mother's Day, I just didn't even bother watching it. And it wasn't until I got home where I heard how good it was. It's like, the one I miss.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I didn't watch, and I really made a moment of myself to not get on social media. I was like, I don't want to be spoiled. I want to really watch it the next morning unspoiled. And of course, I flip my phone up, had a couple things spoiled, but really I had a couple texts from friends of mine, and they were very positive. So I was excited actually Monday morning when I was like, okay, this should be good.
Yeah, and you know what? Some of the matches you could argue were better than the WrestleMania counterparts.
I think most of them might have been. I don't disagree with you. I think most of them are. Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, so four rematches, there's only one where it's just like, whatever. We all
know that one.
Yeah, nothing against the guys, but whatever. But yeah, overall, the show was a real banger. And it was like an old school wrestling show, because normally we've got 9-10 matches, all the shenanigans, only 6 matches, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were over 15 minutes long. 2 of them.
And the show, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yep.
Frickin', me and you talked about this last fall. There was a show that did this too, and you and I hyped it.
Yeah.
It felt so good. 6 matches. In and out, a couple bangers and some filler, and I went home happy.
Yep,
that was this. And as you and I have talked about, WWE's pay-per-views or PLEs are great. Even when you and I go into them, day one, you and I were like, "All right, let's see." And after the end of it, you and I came out like, okay, this was super fun. And Backlash last week.
God damn it.
That's funny. That's funny. You and I went into this going like, all right, this is what it is. Who cares?
Yeah.
And based off what you're saying, I think you and I came out of it going like, We had a great show. Was better than I thought.
Yeah,
Honestly,
basically, it was low, we had low expectations going in.
And I think everyone did.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone didn't have low expectations.
Especially after they pulled the rug out from under us with the unified tag team title match.
And me and you said it last week. If anybody wants to watch it, we were thoroughly disappointed.
Yeah.
And I thought adding Drew and Roman was the worst thing. And I'm not going to lie to you. I watched that 6-man, and I had a great fucking time.
Me too. Would I still take the unified tag title match? Of course.
I would have. Yeah, of course.
But you know what? This was a good alternative. Really good alternative.
It really was. It was you know what? Honestly, we need more of this. Like,
agreed.
Quick, in your house style, quick, fast paced.
Going forward, we're going to have a few of those pay-per-views going into Money in the Bank. I wonder if they're all going to be like. I hope they're all going to be like this.
Because we have Hell in the Cell next, right?
Yeah. Well,
and that'll be interesting.
That one, I wouldn't be surprised if we have Seth and Cody in the Hell in the Cell.
You know, that you would think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that can get us right into it. I don't know where they go with Seth and Cody right now. Like, is that a continuing thing, or is this done now?
Based on what I saw on Monday night, I think so. Because Cody was in was facing, I'm not going to call him Theory. It's Austin fucking Theory. Austin Theory for the U.S. title. Which
was awesome.
Which is awesome, but Seth Rollins came down and beat the piss out of Cody and gave him a stomp on the table. So, yeah, we're going to definitely get that as a Hell in a Cell.
You know, the issue is, and Seth can take it, but Seth can't beat Cody.
No, exactly. And he's watching one of those rare ones. Even if he loses again, it's not going to hurt him.
Yeah, Seth has hit that pedestal, right? Like, losing 3 times to Cody doesn't matter.
No, he's Seth freaking Rollins.
He's Seth freaking Rollins. Just, I don't care what anybody says. The name Seth freaking Rollins is awesome.
It is. I just don't like that it's his official name, you know?
I kind of love it.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Wikipedia right now, and he literally is listed as Seth
freaking Rollins. I know. It's so stupid.
Right. It's so stupid. And you know what? Nobody else could pull it off, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and I guess as we get going, because the first match is Cody versus Seth, part 2. I'm sitting here in a Cody shirt. Cody is so over.
100%.
It's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Remember
a couple months ago, we were hearing boos for him in AEW.
Dude, and the guy is... I read through a few dirt sheet writers that I actually trust, that he's number 3 on merch sales.
I believe it.
Behind Roman and RK Bro.
I saw a graph, something today. It's like the top 6 earners in WWE, and he's like the 4th highest.
I bet.
It's like, I believe it.
And it's still sometimes...
Cody is that blend of new and old school. He's wrestling an old school style, but in the new school sheen.
Yeah, truly he is. And you know the best thing about it was I talked to a friend of mine, and the first thing he said was, why do I have to watch Cody and Seth wrestle again? And I understood. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Because don't you want to see how they do it differently? And the fact that the whole match was about Seth knowing what Cody's going to do, because now he knows it's Cody.
It reminded me of Undertaker Edge from WrestleMania 24. It really did. That's that psychology, because
it's so good.
Everything.
They really, really, really went in detail with this. Like, I felt that when I was watching it. Like, yes, it doesn't have the moment at Mania where Cody returns.
Which we had. We're good.
we had. It was awesome. But this match, as a match, was better.
Yep, agreed.
It was better because of the psychology of Seth knows it's Cody. Cody's going to do X, Y, and Z. Seth's going to counter X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And the fact that the finish was Cody knowing Seth.
Yeah. And that's one of the instances where that kind of finish works instead of like every match on Raw. Which
it did. It
away from.
It totally worked. Yeah. So, a question for you, Soda.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about Hell in the Cell coming up. You're right. Seth and Cody 3, probably going to happen in the Cell. Yep. Should be awesome. When do they pull the trigger on Cody? Like,
Money in the Bank.
Roman has both belts.
Money in the Bank.
It seems that way, right?
He'll probably win Money in the Bank. Yeah, and
guess where? Isn't he in like his hometown or almost his hometown the very next night on Raw? Something like that.
In the Bank?
Yeah.
Well, Money in the Bank's in Vegas.
It's in Vegas.
Atlanta. Yeah, it's at the same stadium as last year's SummerSlam.
So there's somebody that mentioned something. I'd have to remember. I have to look at my text. They were like, the next day in Vegas, Cody has some affiliation. I don't know what it was.
Well, like, I know AEW in Vegas were
maybe
right, because that's where they did the first initial announcement of the rosters. That's where the first Double or Nothing was. Well, it's going to be also soon.
Right. Well, and based off, if you put anything to the reports of Roman, I mean, Roman's pretty much going to be.
I agree with you, Justin. Like, they're firing on a level I wasn't expecting.
The upper echelon of WWE right now, in the girls that we're going to get into, and the guys, the issue with WWE is there's this group of girls and guys that are so good and they're so important, and the drop-off's huge.
Yeah.
That's the issue. But the people on top, don't get me wrong, are awesome.
Agreed. And they brought in Cody Rhodes to help lighten that load there a little bit.
To help go on there. But the issue is the middle underneath is almost non-existent.
And with what you're hearing, with what's come out about Roman Reigns' contract, where he's probably only going to be working like not the smaller markets, the bigger markets on live events. Yeah, you're gonna, which he's earned. She's earned. Yeah, you're gonna have to definitely build up your mid card, and that's where those house shows are gonna come into advantage for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, they have brought up a lot of new people, though. I mean, I will admit, I think they're pushing Gunther for the UK show. Yep. I don't think it's Drew. I think it's Gunther.
Oh,
I don't think Drew's going for the belt at the UK show. It's too far away.
Me neither. Gunther versus Cody?
Yep.
That would be pretty cool.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Or, Roman's
US
and well, yeah, we could go all day about that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I will admit, the US title on Raw, Theory getting to shine with Cody. That's a good thing.
Yep. No, that was a good match.
I think Theory having the US title is great.
Yeah, because he's getting the push.
Yeah. So. And Theory's great. I mean, Austin Theory. I mean, Theory's the worst name ever.
Cody. Yeah, I agree.
It'll be Cody.
Yeah, it'll be Cody.
I think Cody dethrones Roman by SummerSlam, if not earlier. Yeah. Roman can keep his long-term belt where he'll have it for 900 days or whatever he's going to have it for, and then he'll drop it to... We'll find out.
Yeah.
But then this is the other thought, right? So you and I have had this discussion. Do they wait and put Cody over in the Rumble? I don't know. Money in the Bank seems early.
You think?
You know what? I don't know. You don't make it seem that way, which is why I agree with you. But then in my head, I go, God, that seems early.
Well, when was the last time, not since AJ Styles, has somebody come in and won the title so fast? I mean, it could happen again with Cody.
The other thing is, let's not ignore, we're going to get into this in a few matches, the extreme popularity of Randy Orton right now.
That's right.
Let's
one more title run.
Why the dude is so popular.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane. But we'll get to that in a second. So, Matt, let's talk about Omos versus Lashley.
One of two matches I skipped.
So I watched it. And guess what, Matt? It's exactly what you thought it was going to be.
I'm not surprised.
So where are they going to go? Okay, so we don't have to talk about the match. So Lashley's a baby face, which is a terrible idea. What do they do with Omos? What are they Matt, help me. What are they doing with him? What's the point?
Times where I can say I can't see anything. Like, where do you go from here? Obviously, there's going to be a rubber match. You've each gotten a win.
Right. There will be.
So.
Oh, God.
Well, you know what?
Don't.
That actually might. No. I'm just saying, like, if you were to do a stipulation match like that, like, you might make look almost. It might make almost look better than he is.
It's bad. And we all know Vince loves the big man.
Yeah.
You know, my fear is Cody does get the belt, Money in the Bank, time-ish.
Yep.
And his first feud is almost.
Mm.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Does, but I don't want it.
I know. I honestly, I don't know. I texted a few people. I like to not text you because I like to talk to you here instead of texting you about it. But, like, honestly, I texted a few people after the show. I'm like, what are they going to do with this dude? Like, they're pushing him. What's next?
He's beating
Lashley
into a corner. That's really what they did.
Damn it!
Again,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know. All right, what was next?
Okay, so next was another rematch. This is another one which was better than the first. Edge and AJ Styles, because this one had the thing about AJ's shoulder throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
and Damian Priest banned from ringside. Well, at least up into the line there that separates the ringside from the aisle. But
when did that become a thing? By the way, he could be in the aisleway.
Yeah,
but not ringside.
It's like, okay.
Good break.
No, overall, this was definitely a better match, in my opinion.
It was.
Yeah.
But still, to me, underwhelming a bit.
Agreed.
Still,
if these two had met each other, I'd say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm not going to lie to you. In this match, I felt Edge felt old.
Really?
I did. I felt it during it. I really felt like I couldn't get over the fact that Edge was an old dude who took time off. Like sometimes, like Edge is to me, and again, I'm not the biggest Edge guy in the world. Like I like Edge, but he's not like a guy I love. What? Yeah. Sorry, my wife is off screen. But he's not a guy I love.
Yeah.
And so like I've shockingly been high on him, which isn't necessarily my feeling with Edge all the time. But I don't know. What do you feel? What did you feel watching it? Like, what were your feelings?
You're right. Edge is a little slower, but that just goes with the territory, right? That's just
I get it.
The way it is. The same with AJ. Like, you can tell he's doing moves a little slow. Still, smooth like a baby's bottom, but, you can tell he's doing things slower. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was definitely a better match, but yeah, you're right. It's not really hooking me like you thought it would.
It didn't.
No.
And maybe it just falls under some people just don't have the chemistry.
Yeah.
And I've kind of chalked it up to that.
Though. Like they work well in the ring, but it's just like when it comes to just for whatever reason, it's just not connected. Like there is something there.
But there's something right. There's a wire that's just straight up not crossed. I don't know what it is. I don't think it sounds like you don't either. I don't know why.
Who knows? It could be whatever we're getting next with looks like Finn Balor. Probably Liv Morgan's going to join them for the Rhea Ripley thing. Who
you think
at the end of this match? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Who at the end of this match finally, so to say, joined the Judgment Day, and I love Rhea Ripley's dark hair.
Same. Yeah, I thought she was a great addition.
She looks so much more menacing.
Totally. I thought her addition, which was kind of leaked, made up for the whole match.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought that really pushed it. And you would assume that Finn's going to at some point turn on AJ here, right? Like, that's going to happen. I think so. Because WWE, I don't think, knows what to do with Finn. Even with AJ, I don't think they know what to do with Finn.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They've never known what to do with Finn outside of
I don't think they do. And I don't think Finn necessarily fits. Some people just don't fit, and it's not their fault.
I do agree. I think working with Edge is definitely going to, one, get her back to the top, but also give her some much-needed lessons. Like, a mentor to work with who's been around, right?
Totally.
And that would be pretty cool. Judgment Day, Rhea versus Bianca would be pretty fun.
Yeah, and Raw's women division stacked too.
Yeah,
it's Raw's women division's very good, and especially now that they moved Lacey over to Raw, which is really random.
That whole thing is really weird.
Super random. As much as I love Lacey, I don't know. Yeah, I saw that. That's weird. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Again, it hasn't hooked me yet.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten hooked by Judgment Day at all.
Yeah,
I love AJ, but like something's not there yet.
Here's the best way I can describe it. It's like one of those movies that when you're enjoying it while you're watching it in the theater, but as soon as you exit, you forget all about it.
Exactly. That's where I'm at, dude. That's a good example. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I get excited, I watch it, and when it ends, I don't care.
Yeah.
So hopefully, but that's kind of how I am with all of Edge's stuff. I don't know if there's much of Edge that's ever happened where I've immediately clicked. It's always taken me a little bit to kind of buy into what he does. So we'll see.
I've been an Edge fan since back in the old days.
Sure.
And of course,
he always was those guys.
And he's always Canadian, so there's that.
Of course, you and your Canadians, you love Canadians up there.
Hey man, there's a lot of great Canadian wrestlers.
There is. That's true. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Well, next is like
there's not one wrestling in this next match. And honestly, you could say this was match of the night.
It's
Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the I Quit match for the SmackDown Women's title. Very reminiscent of those of again, like we're talking about shows, reminiscent of a time gone by.
Yep.
Yeah.
Match of the night.
Yeah.
My match of the night is Ronda versus Charlotte. I was okay with their Mania match. I understood why people didn't like it.
Especially with stuff.
Ronda losing at Mania I thought was odd, but I get it because I kind of assumed this was going to happen. But did you watch SmackDown?
No, since I've been dying with a bunch of stuff, I've been watching this on YouTube.
I just happened to get some time this weekend, and I had a little downtime, so I'm like, I'll throw SmackDown on. Yeah. And I watched their pull apart on SmackDown, and they were extremely physical and extremely real. It felt like two badass women really beating each other up.
Molly Holly produced this match?
Yes, she did. I saw that.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah, that's
super cool. And when I saw their pull apart, I immediately went like, "Yep, this is going to be good." I
remember their Survivor Series match from a few years ago being really good, and with
weapons.
I got so this like he had it in them, but this was like on another freaking level.
It was, and this is what Ronda needed.
Yeah,
Ronda needed this.
She came out looking like the badass she's billed to be.
Finally.
Yeah.
Her return has been lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
She needed Charlotte to let her beat the piss out of her. And they did. And it was... I don't know what two women could put on a better I Quit match. I mean, it was great.
There's only one other currently in WWE I think could help probably pull one off, and of course, it's Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
but I did have high hopes for this because I felt like both of them needed it. Charlotte needed it to show that she could do it with Ronda, and Ronda needed it because if she didn't make this good, man, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, and the spots in this match, like the armbar on the top turnbuckle, looked like it hurt.
It was sweet.
There was a throwback to the was it an I Quit match prior between Sasha and Charlotte with the handrail. There was that. Ronda just beat the piss out of Charlotte with two kendo sticks. Like
yes.
And of course the finish, the armbar through the chair, but it's just like, I won't quit. I was hoping you'd say that, bitch.
Yeah, so
and I thought the radius.
That was terribly explained. I thought that was some of the
creative
best stuff was the trash talk Ronda and Charlotte had throughout the match because the mic is so close.
Yeah.
You should be able to hear them, right? And I thought they really fed into that fact of like, I have the mic and I can talk shit to you.
Yeah, it's almost like The Rock in like 99.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of good that they kept like openly shit talking each other like you would in a fight.
Which is what you would expect, yeah.
Correct. And then the other thing about it is, the other thing about it is, man, Ronda, I missed this from her first run. That lady can sell some moves.
She can.
She looks like she gets murdered in every hard hit she takes. Her body is like a rubber band.
Yeah.
She makes it look like Charlotte just kills her, which is awesome.
Yeah, she's very believable.
She is.
Yeah, and now with the broken radius, it's announced that Charlotte will be taking time off because she's getting married to Andrade. Yep. Congratulations to them. And just here, it's like, with that, who do you think is going to be the first to challenge Ronda for the title? Who on SmackDown?
Who knows? Yeah. SmackDown's brutal at this point. I mean, maybe they roll with Shayna to do the 4 horsewomen
that would be
stuff.
A good one.
You would think that seems right? Like Shayna and Natalya are kind of in the mix.
Yeah.
You know, Sasha's a good, baby face.
Same with Naomi.
Right. So, like, I don't know. Shayna's maybe the easy answer for a little while.
Yeah.
But Shayna has she's just nowhere.
Damn it, Bear.
I like it. He's just making sure we pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who else do you think? I don't know if there's anybody else.
Really anybody, unless they bring someone over from Raw, but they just moved Lacey Evans over.
I know. It makes no sense. Unless they're moving somebody from Raw to SmackDown.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe to be a challenger, but then who?
I don't know. Honestly. I don't know. I think Shayna's a good one.
Yeah, me too. That's a match I want to see because they were training together. So, I mean, I think they would.
And did they move Raquel to SmackDown?
Yes. Maybe.
I mean, she's a baby face, but she's also so unknown to the most general audience. So maybe it's okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, WWE's in a weird spot right now. They're definitely in that early summer blues. The worst, man. The worst.
Hold on, I'm gonna go put him in the pen.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, as Soda's with the winged belt. Hey, did you know Cody Rhodes wants to bring the winged eagle belt back? That'll be sweet. So hopefully he does that. We'll just play the...
Ooh, dog farts. Oh, dear Lord.
They're the worst.
Yeah. That's not the worst I've ever been witness to, but...
So, Soda, the match you were waiting for.
Not the second match I skipped because I knew how it was going to go. Well, yeah. I knew Madcap was going to pick up the win. I didn't think he'd do it with a sunset flip of all things.
God. But I like Madcap, but this needs to stop.
Yeah. I agree.
He's a good dude.
Should end.
I think he has a good look.
Yep.
But shorts and suspenders needs to go.
Yes. I got a feeling as soon as he's done the program with Baron Corbin, he's going to drop all that.
Isn't he done? This should be it, right?
I would hope it's WWE. You never know.
Oh my God, this has to end. This is atrocious. I mean, this is just bad. Who cares?
Match of the night too.
No, good. All right, on to the main event, Soda.
Yes, the Bloodline versus. I wish they did go with this version. RK McBro. They should have been R Clay Bro.
Oh,
I heard that somewhere, and I was like, those idiots.
Good for you. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. No, this was a really good alternative to what we should have done.
It was.
Yeah.
It was so exciting, right? Like, it had that feeling.
Bloodline should not have won the match.
What? No, I do.
You know what? If you're going to be...
Riddle's the easy pin.
You're right. He is the easy pin, and so is one of the Usos, if it was Drew. You think?
I don't know. I thought they got rid of Drew pretty well. I thought putting him through the table on the outside gets him out of the ring. No, I think Bloodline should have won.
Okay.
Roman needs to shine still. They need, especially as we know now. So hindsight's 2020. Roman's going to be off for a while.
Yeah.
And he's probably not wrestling besides PLEs. So when he wrestles, here's my before we get into the match, this goes back to the Cody thing, right? Mm-hmm. Roman hasn't been pinned since when, Soda?
Oh, fuck. It's been a bit. So we definitely
2 years minimum.
At least, yeah.
Sure. In this match, is he getting pinned? No.
Nope.
But he's still losing. Roman hasn't even lost in 2 years.
That's fair.
Even by countout, by DQ, by a fuck finish, he doesn't lose.
That's fair.
This can't be it. Even if it's Jay or Jimmy. Like, they need to make Roman's loss something.
That's why I'm thinking that's why it makes obvious sense for it to be Cody. Because you got Cody's reasoning for it, and then just adding on the lore of building the head of the table, beating the head of the table, just adds on to that.
Right. Oh, I don't disagree. I think it's a great thing, but again, I just go back to is it too early? Because now we come out of this, and my first thing was, is Nakamura really the next choice? Like,
I hope not.
They continued it on SmackDown. They even brought it up. Like they had this little like side piece where they talked to Nakamura on like the random interview.
Yeah,
like,
I saw where it's like, I won't forget what you did, Roman Reigns. Like, okay.
I honestly don't know if WWE believes it. I think they did it one night and they went, maybe we made a bad choice.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe we'll just ignore that this ever happened. But I don't know. But no, the 6-man was awesome. You can't tell me that RKO spear was not the coolest fucking thing. When Roman goes to spear Orton and he hits him with the RKO.
That was pretty dope. That well as Riddle's springboard RKO.
Yeah, that springboard was awesome.
Yeah.
There was so much going on that last, and again, this goes back to what I said earlier. How crazy over is Orton right now?
Right? Like, just he did an eye poke and the place erupted.
The people, he was the most popular dude in the match.
Yeah, hands down.
Hands down. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Justin. It ruled. It was. Yep. It got me. It got me to pop, and I'm a hard guy to pop sometimes. And I was into it.
Randy Orton is at that level where I don't think he'll ever be booed again.
I think Orton's Taker now.
Yeah. Agreed. Orton's Taker.
He's the new Taker.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong.
He's the constant.
He's the constant. He's the legend that everybody respects, that they all love.
Yeah, exactly. Which, man, 10 years ago, I don't think anybody would have said that about Randy Orton. Oh, frick, even longer than that. Probably 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Because, I don't know if you ever watched the WWE Untold about the Undertaker RKO or Randy Orton rivalry, but Randy Orton was late to the match planning of the WrestleMania 21 match.
Yep.
And everyone walked by him like with this disappointed look on his face, and it's like, that guy is now the locker room leader. Think about that.
And he is, and that's where it really comes up to me of like, goes back to your Money in the Bank thing of like, so they have to get Roman a couple more months, right?
Yeah.
So we got Hell in the Cell and another random pay-per-view, which I don't know if we know yet.
Next is Hell in the Cell. After that's Money in the Bank. Actually, Justin put it in the comments earlier.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it. Okay, so Hell in a Cell is in June. Mm-hmm. Then Money in the Bank, and then SummerSlam.
So June, if we're guessing, is Roman Nakamura.
Yeah.
Which, give me a break. July. I mean, but Roman has both belts. So, like,
what do you do?
Does he go against Orton?
I don't know. From what I hear, even WWE doesn't know what to do.
They don't. They backed themselves into a corner. They really did. They shouldn't have done it. They don't know what they're doing with this.
Well, they hot-shotted it. That's basically what they did.
Because they had to put over this match that they didn't need to put over. Like, it was Brock and Roman, and yet you had to put more on it? Why? You don't even need belts with Brock and Roman.
No, you don't.
And there's already rumors that Brock's coming back and going to jump right back in the title picture. So,
of course.
Woo!
Could you imagine Brock and Cody?
God, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Honestly, they need to do something. I mean, I don't know what's next for Roman. That's kind of an interesting thing.
That's the thing. I'm with you on that, but for all of them, I don't know what's next for anything in WWE.
It is kind of a weird point. It's kind of a weird thing right now, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we ever get that RK Bro Uso match? Do you think we get it?
God, I hope so, because otherwise that's going to be one of the dumbest things I've ever done. Hype something so heavily and then just... Nope.
Yeah, it'll be so disappointing because so many people want it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up happening on a SmackDown or something.
Right. But you would assume Money in the Bank... Oh, sorry, I guess going back. Money in the Bank's Drew and Roman?
It would have to be. It would have to be.
I think I said last week.
It's not Hell in a Cell. Not in the Hell in a Cell, but the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Because they don't need to do Nakamura Roman on a pay-per-view. No. They can just do that on a SmackDown and get it over with.
Agreed.
Like, get it out of here. Nobody believes Nakamura, who has been a tag team guy and a mid-carder for a year, is going to beat Roman Reigns. Give me a break.
Yeah, Nakamura back from Wrestle Kingdom era. Yes.
Sure, but not now.
Not now.
And there's no way you think... Do you think they go with Drew? Or not?
Like, to dethrone Roman?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I wouldn't put it past them.
2 months ago, I would have said yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do anymore.
Yeah, now with the way Cody has pretty much burst onto the scene, I agree.
Cody
I still wouldn't.
And Randy.
I Cody still wouldn't past them.
Plus Randy.
Yeah.
Plus babyface Brock.
Mm.
I don't know. Did you feel this way? I texted this to a buddy of mine. I went, doesn't it feel like they put Drew with RK Bro to make him cooler? Because, right? Didn't it feel that way? Like,
kind of does.
We want this guy to be cooler and more popular.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we put him with the popular guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how I felt.
And it worked.
It did work because I will admit the crowd reacted to Drew very well.
Well, that's the thing. The crowd's really, since Drew has been back, the crowd's always loved him. He's been a favorite.
They do.
Yeah,
they do. People like him.
In the best situations.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. The lead up to Money in the Bank now is a mystery for the next 6 weeks.
I've been actually thinking about this because we've got the word that Roman is taking time off.
Mm-hmm.
I would like them to just make it one title, but it's just like one person from each brand every month faces Roman Reigns. And that way you have the U.S. title and the IC title as the main title for both brands.
Okay. So does that mean once a month Roman picks the brand he's on?
Well, no. Like WWE would probably do their things like, oh, it's this guy is the number one contender now or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I think doing that would kind of help, and that way you would also elevate both IC title and US title, and you still, you'd be missing the main one, but at least you wouldn't be lacking for main event quality shit for a title.
Right. Yeah, and it is interesting, right? Because it goes back to kind of what I said. The nice part about WWE...
That is.
Okay. Justin, don't suck up to soda. The nice thing about it is, and again, it's a good and a bad thing, so it depends on how you look at it. The nice thing about how they have it set up is the upper echelon of the main event talent in WWE surpass anything in American wrestling.
Agreed.
They're just so good.
Agreed.
It's so important. It feels so big. It feels so great.
It's WWE at its best.
Thank you. But then it's the rest. Like we're talking about Nakamura, Lashley. I mean, even Drew. Yeah. Almost.
Orton, even Riddle, I guess you could say is in there.
I would say Riddle is probably maybe high in that. Like, I don't know, man. They're not believable.
No.
It's like, really, as of today, the only people that are even believable to dethrone Roman is Cody, Randy, Brock.
Yeah.
That's it. No one else. And maybe they're going to get there with Riddle. Maybe they could get there with Gunther. Maybe.
Oh, God, I'm praying for Gunther Cody match at Clash of the Castle now.
Give me it.
And if they let them have a wrestling match?
God. Dude, I think the way Gunther is shown on SmackDown, his entrance, his presentation.
You know what? It's changed me around because I was very vocal about all that at the beginning, but you know what? I buy it now.
Yeah. It feels they are prepping
Yeah.
for a big run here.
That would be pretty cool.
It feels that way, and I think we're gonna get it. But I know WWE is goofy. You know, they are in different brands today. So that's a tough thing. But it's the UK. You can easily do Gunther versus Roman.
You could do,
which would be the sexiest thing I've ever seen. I would love that.
And that way, if Gunther lost that match, then it would be a little bit more believable.
Right. Of course, because again, if it was me, I wouldn't book Roman to lose. I wouldn't book Roman to lose till Mania.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. I don't think there's a loss unless it's a cash in from the briefcase. That's it.
Or unless it's against The Rock.
Ugh.
That's the thing. If you have that match, you can't have The Rock win.
That's the issue. I just saw somebody tweet like, "Oh, Roman's going into Mania with the belts to get ready for Rock." I'm like, Rock's not winning the belts.
No. It would be more of a passing of the torch moment. Like you are the head of the table.
Right.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense unless, again, somebody has the briefcase and Rock wins the belt for a night and then they cash in Monday, which is a thing, but I doubt that's a thing. I don't know.
Be a great way to kick off the title run, that's for sure.
Right. So I don't know. It's going to be, again, you and I, it feels like day one all over again. Me and you are sitting here 6 months later going, well, they just had a fun show, but we have no idea what they're going to do.
Exactly. Where do we go from here?
We did that in day one. You and I were like, day one was fun. We have no clue what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And I got to give WWE credit for it.
Shows up at this point. The Rock is
I'm not
50.
I'm not banking on it anymore.
Me neither.
And in all honesty, the next Mania is 39. If Rock's showing up, it's 40. It's not WrestleMania 39.
And Vince put it back in MSG, you coward.
Well, and the other thing is, I know it won't be Roman, but the rumor is Summer of Cena's coming back.
Yeah, I heard. It'll be interesting.
So if Cena does come back for another 3-4 month run, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Who does he go against? It can't be Roman because Roman just beat him flat.
Yeah.
So who's the alternative?
You could do Seth again. It's a different
or do they just go SummerSlam full babyface and just give us Cody versus Cena?
Oh, that would be cool.
Why not? It's
the
Cena.
WWE versus the face of AEW.
Cena is so light years beyond anyone.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter. Like everything else I would defend. You need a story, you need this, you need this. Not for Cena.
No, you could book it like Rock Hogan. Not exactly like Rock Hogan, but it's just like, the old guard facing the new you could have it so it's like the old guard meeting the guy who I don't know how the hell you would build that actually. Yeah, you're right.
Right. It would be interesting.
Like
I think that's a strong possibility.
That's what you'd have to do. You'd have
or do you give us Orton Cena one more time? Like as a big legend blow off.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. One last time at SummerSlam where they had some good moments.
Correct. Yeah. I think it's interesting. Again,
like
you are now speculating. I like that better too. They need to keep building Cody. Cody can't lose. Cody needs to keep doing what he's doing, stay on the trajectory and keep going. But I think that's
we pretty much come to the end of that.
That's Backlash.
Like you said, great pay-per-view.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'd probably give it a good solid B plus. Sorry, B plus, yeah.
Yeah. I know I need to honestly I need to at some point in the next little while I'm gonna go rewatch the I Quit match again.
Yeah.
I liked it that much. I thought they were awesome.
Me too. Those are the type of matches I'm fun. It's brutal, but it's not overly brutal. It's just brutal enough.
Correct. Which I like just brutal enough.
Exactly.
So
that's why I always go back and rewatch the Last Man Standing match between Charlotte and Becky from Evolution because it's brutal.
Yeah. Great match.
Yeah, great match. Cool. All right, man. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Dustin Buke on Instagram and Twitter, talking all things wrestling and all those fun things. How about you, Soda?
You can find me at soda_the_saxman on Instagram and Twitter. Tomorrow night on this channel, you can find myself and Ben reviewing Back to the Future.
Ooh.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, on Saturday here, doing Northern Countdown, and Saturday afternoon over on the Dropkicks.
Oh, yeah, Dropkicks.
Yeah. So on behalf of myself and Dustin, thank you very much for watching. Tell us in the comments what you thought of the pay-per-view, because like we said, it was a good one, a surprisingly good one. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you next week in between the ropes in the middle of the squared slice. See you around, folks.